What's up, Tea Tribe? Welcome back to Tea with Publicity. It is back to my summer series. I am traveling this week. I am down the Jersey Shore with my family. We're staying in LBI, which is like super nice and relaxing. And then on Friday, I leave for Italy. So I'm really excited because I have an interview again this week. And I know it's been a little bit of time since an interview has graced us. And this one is no other than a Love Island UK interview. That's right. I'm sitting down with Coco Lodge. You probably know her from Casa Amor. And she was maybe one of the most controversial people in the villa this year. So we are going to hop into our interview with Coco and then stick around until the end because I am back with Ask Alyssa, where I answer your advice questions. And then we're spilling the tea because there's a lot going on in pop culture that I feel as though we need to talk about, like Kim and Pete breaking up, Teresa Giudice's wedding and her hair, we should say, and then also what's going on between her and Melissa. And then, as always, I want to talk a little bit about the Bachelor franchise. I'm also watching Love Island US, so we can get into those things as well. But as a reminder, today's podcast is brought to you by Macy's. I am so freaking excited, and they have the best offer ever for you guys this week. It's actually crazy. It's 50% off, but let me just explain to you. So if you're a beauty lover, from August 12th to August 21st, Macy's is giving you a whopping 50% off daily beauty offers, plus more great deals online and in store. It's only for 10 days, so make sure you check out Macy's.com/10 days of glam before it's too late. And the way it's written is 10 days of glam. It's not spelled out TEN. It's 10 days of glam. So Macy's.com/10 days of glam before it's too late. And it's amazing because you'll get 50% off on select items. So I hope you guys check that out. And then as always, everything's always linked in my bio too, if that's easier for you guys, and on my landing page. But the one thing I've learned already about working with Macy's is that they have so many freaking sales, which is right up my alley because I never want to spend full price on anything. Okay, let's get into the interview with Coco. I don't think it's going to disappoint. I think you guys are going to love it. She spills the tea. She's really fun loving. I think it just goes to show that the people you get to know on TV and the people you get to know off TV, there's a discrepancy. We're seeing an edited version of them. And I think she seems fun loving and carefree. So I thought she was really cool, and I'm happy that we connected, and I'm happy to bring you guys this interview. All right, guys, stick around to the end and we will chat a little more. I am here with Coco Lodge. Coco, welcome to the pod.
Hi, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I feel like there's been so much going on with you specifically. I don't know if I've ever seen a Casa Amor girl cause such a stir.
Well, you're welcome. I had an assignment and I completed it.
Oh my gosh, you really, really did. And I feel okay, I'm trying to think where we hop in because I have logistical questions and then I want to get into obviously stuff with the cast members, but let's get my logistical questions out of the way.
Okay.
So my one thing that I've always been so curious about is are there producers in your face, or are the cameras mostly fixed on platforms? Because I can never understand the situation with the cameras.
So with the cameras, they're all you can see them, but you really have to look for them. They're very hidden.
Yeah.
And then they do sometimes if something's going on, they'll have big cameras out and you can obviously see them, and they're hidden behind cupboards and you can sometimes hear them moving around. But it's very much you don't really see producers or the cameras. It's very
Big Brother, I picture.
Yeah, kind of more like Big Brother. So it's kind of more hidden so that you kind of forget they're there. And I found that when I was in the bedroom, that's what the only time I'd notice them, because you'd start kissing someone and you'd see the camera move towards you guys. And then you'd be oh my God, I'm on TV. I need to calm down.
Oh, okay. I always wondered that because from my perspective, I'm I think it's fixed cameras. I think it's more like Big Brother where they're kind of hidden.
Yeah.
But then I was voice noting my friend from Love Island US, and I was like, give me the tea. I was like, are they in your face? Like, and I know it's different in each place, but she was saying how it is more like facilitated than we as viewers realize. Like, I was asking her, will they say like, go sit over there for that chat? Like, do they kind of tell you where to go? Because they need to make sure it's on camera.
I mean, I think sometimes, they would like tell you to go certain places for certain chats, but that never really happened with me. But I know with other people it did, but it's more like about logistically making sure they can get each important conversation on camera and like making sure it looks like aesthetically pleasing. I think there was like a few people in there that were told to have chats like on those sunbeds in the pool when I was there, which like obviously it just looks aesthetically nice to have it there.
They don't want your back to the camera. Like, it makes sense.
Like a complete genuine conversation. It's just they've just kind of told you where to sit to have that chat.
Totally. Okay, so when you're getting casted, like, did you know you were going in for Casa Amor? Like, when conversations start, are you just like, oh, maybe I'm going to go in week 1, maybe I'm going to go in week 2? Do you not really know like what the future holds?
So I was told I was a bombshell and that I'd be going in quite early on to cause a stir. And I was like, okay, like I always like applying. I never thought I'd be an original because my personality is not really original. I'm quite extra, quite loud, quite sexual. I always thought I'd be a bombshell. But I did think I was going to be in a lot earlier than Casa. And then they told me I'd be the last bombshell. And I was kind of like, I don't really want to do it then. Like, because I kind of know like my personality, and I know going in at the end, I was never going to find anyone. So I was like, I don't really want to be in the end. When they said Casa Amor, to be honest, my initial response was I didn't really want to do it. Just because I wanted to go in on my own. I did not want to go in with 5 other girls.
100%. Going in as the last bombshell is like a waste of your casting, because like Natalia, she was so beautiful and like she would have been great earlier. I was like, they just wasted a great casting, because like now her opportunity came and went. I guess we saw this season Adam come back, but before Adam, like we really hadn't seen that. So I'm like, what an opportunity wasted. So I agree with you. I would never want to be last, but Casa Amor is also like tough to go in with so many people.
It was really like, I didn't want to do it, but at the end of the day, like I'm 27 years old and I just thought like this, like everything happens for a reason. So if I'm obviously, because I believe in like manifestation and stuff, I was like, I know for a fact the universe has a plan. So I just was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I went in, and then, do you know what's so funny? I didn't even try and cause a stir. Just me being who I am, just like accidentally caused one. So, and I don't know, I was obviously perfect for Casa Amor because I kind of made it entertaining. Otherwise, it would have been a bit boring.
I was just going to say they casted the right girl, because like you just naturally stirred things up. But in all fairness to you, okay, watching it the whole season, I'm like diehard. I watch it on a VPN so I could watch it in real time with everyone. I felt like, having Seen Andrew all season, he was obviously acting really out of character when Casa Amor happened. But at the same time, like, that's not really fair to you guys, because you are seeing the side of him that's like pursuing you and telling you what you want to hear. So you're going with it. And then the second he partnered back up with Tasha, like, he didn't even, when she walked back into the villa, he just turned it off towards you. Like, and I mean, it wasn't fair.
Yeah, no, it's not fair. However, like the thing is, when you're in there, like those two are very in love.
Oh, 100%.
But I like going in there, I didn't think that. If I had been in there before and seen how in love they were, I would have never even pursued it, because they were really cute together, and I'm just not that kind of girl. Obviously, going in there, everyone had this perception about her, and I just thought, like, you know, like it's not really serious between them. I'm gonna like go for it. Like, he's very good looking. I really got on with him. Still like no hard feelings, like really like love him as a friend, love her as a friend. But it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, we had fun last.
Yeah, you could tell they're both good people. And that's why I'm saying it was out of character for him, because it seems like he was like acting a certain way due to like pressure, or because he felt like she did him wrong. So he was like,
I think the other
I'll do it too.
I think the other boys put a lot of pressure on him to explore a new connection. And obviously, like, his type originally is like petite brunette. So I probably like was most his type. So the boys were like, pursue someone and he just kind of like picked me out of the bunch.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fine. Like I still like, the thing is at the time I was hurt and I can't even lie. Like I did actually really like him. And it's a bit embarrassing because it's like, oh God, why am I one of those girls who just falls really quickly? But now like I'm over it. I can just look back and be like, still, what an experience. And I'm just happy that like I got to stay in the villa and experience some of the other things I got to experience by being in there a bit longer.
Yeah.
So like there's no hard feelings. I mean, I saw them yesterday at the reunion and like there's literally just no hard feelings. They're actually just so lovely. And yeah,
you could tell they're good people. When like upon like first glance, like in person and respectfully, because I love Ekin-Su, but is Davide as like gorgeous in person? Or
oh my
more?
God, yeah, he's beautiful. Well, but both Davide and Ekin are like the elite of good looking. Like they're stunning.
They are like,
they are stunning.
beyond.
Yeah, I love them so much. It was so nice seeing them yesterday because I just honestly just like, oh, I just love them.
Oh my God, I was rooting for them. And yeah, it is funny because there's a lot that the public doesn't necessarily see. And I don't know if you could say anything because I know the reunion hasn't aired yet, but it's all over the headlines that like you and Summer kind of got into it at the reunion. And maybe you can't talk about what happened there, but like, is what happens leading up to it public?
No, I think like, to be honest, I'm not really going to say much on it because I just think it's kind of like just like schoolgirl stuff and trying to cause drama for no reason. That's my perception on it. But I think like I made a joke in a podcast, a bit of banter about Josh, and like at the time Josh's actions weren't exactly like being very loyal to Summer, not with me but with like other people. So I didn't really like making that joke. I didn't really think I had anything to respect there. And now looking back, obviously they've come out and they're trying to explore this. So now I would never make a joke like that. But it's like, if you can't take banter, then like respectfully don't go on reality TV because everyone's got a big personality. And like my banter is obviously, we watch the show like sexual, like it is what it is. But there's no hard feelings to me there. I'm just like, I know who I've met from the show who I'd want to stay in contact with and who I think are real ones.
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of person who I always want to help people and I always do the most for people who I've had, like who I respect. And I feel like I really did that for those girls when we first come out. And that's all I've really got to say on it. Like, I know who I am. So,
well, speaking of like knowing who you are, when you first left the villa, obviously you've talked about getting hate and criticism and people just being so cruel. First of all, Love Island UK, like we have The Bachelor here, which is like our big show, and they get a lot of hate. Like they really do. Beyond. Wow. But UK, I think it's a different level because you guys obviously like it's a smaller country. So it's like more people are invested and people get so nasty, especially on social media. You could hide behind screens. Like I know you got a lot of initial hate when you got out, but now that people are seeing your personality more, like are you notice the tables are kind of changing?
Do you know what? Like, yeah, I've had so much more love since coming out and people see that I'm funny and like that they a very small glimpse and they made me out to be like extremely sassy on that show. And I have a sassy side and I have a sexual side, like 100%. Those are massive parts of my personality, but I'm also like an empath, very caring, very loving, and like funny and have like good banter. And I think a lot of like people's initial perceptions of me have changed since I've come out. However, it's reality TV, you sign up to that, says nothing against the producers, they got to make a TV show. But also, I think I do still get a lot of the hate about how I look. But I'm just learning to ignore it because at the end of the day, if I just focus on the negative, I won't be able to enjoy and explore all the positive that's come from this experience. So for me, I'm just trying to ignore it. Like every single day on TikTok, I just get compared to this RHONJ Shelby person a million times in the comments, or like, you're so ugly. Why are you trying to stay relevant? You're hideous, blah, 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 every single day. And I'm just like, keep commenting, help the engagement. Like, enjoy it.
It's
like,
just like what I find so ridiculous is that people comment on people's looks. So then the person that's being commented on gets insecure and changes their looks. And then people comment on them for getting plastic surgery and changing the way they look. It's like, you really can never win. So it's like, what's the point of even listening to it? Because people that are haters are going to be haters no matter what.
Exactly. And I think, like, for me, apparently that whole thing about my appearance started from my press photo. It wasn't a flattering picture. But me watching back the show, like, I'm looking at myself thinking that I look fine. So I just
You
don't.
too,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but obviously, like, I'm probably not your typical looks wise. I'm not like this blonde, beachy hair, Barbie looking girl. I'm not. Like, I look quite foreign. I'm Italian. I've got like a strong jawline. Like, I've had a nose job, and it, like, yes, it's not like a perfect little button nose, but I'm happy with how I look. And if other people aren't, and they just want this mainstream type of person on a show, and that really just shows like how under diverse the audience are. And it's not really like something that, if that's what they want, you probably shouldn't watch reality TV, because who wants just a lineup of like
the same person,
8 Barbies? Like, no.
Also, the show in the past, like, has casted like a range of people from like different ethnicities. Like, if there's someone or multiple people that get it every single season, like, is anyone from past seasons like reaching out to you to show support, or just like letting you know that they've been in your shoes and that they're there for you?
I've had quite a few people reach out, and I had a conversation with AJ Bunker. She's lovely, and she was like saying to me, like, when I come out, the last thing I expected was to read some of the hate comments that I had about like how like she looks. And I was like, that's the last thing I expected too. And we're both, like, in my eyes anyway, beautiful girls who are stunning, and that's why we've been cast for the show. So I think it's just one of those things that you just have to like know yourself and know, okay, it doesn't matter what this small percentage of people think, because I know that, like, I mean, I get guys, you know what I mean? I know
like, you're doing just fine.
Yeah, it's like, I don't really care, because half the people I see commenting as well, when I look on their profile, like, you wouldn't get casted.
Or they don't have a picture. It's like,
well, they don't have a picture, or their picture's like a car or something. It's like, but you're not that Lamborghini, like, and you probably can't afford it either.
No, it's so true. I think that the whole like mental health aspect of the show is, there's such like a light on it, where, you know, there's all these complaints, and every season I feel like it just keeps getting more and more like spotlighted, that people that come out of that kind of environment like deal with a lot of mental health struggles. And I talk a lot about mental health on my podcast, but is it like, what is it like going into an environment where maybe you have some followers, maybe you don't, and then you come out and now all of a sudden like all these eyes are on you, whether it be negative, positive? Like, it must be a few days of just completely overwhelming energy.
I'm still overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling to like manage my time and like everything that's coming through, and going through all my emails, because like I haven't been announced by my management yet, so I'm still like getting the emails and then forwarding them on, and like all the Insta DMs, and it is overwhelming. And there's a lot to do, and like I feel like at the moment, like, I'm having to like have weeks without my dog because I'm too busy some weeks. So I've had him for 1 week, and then there's been 2 weeks without him, and I just want him back. Like, honestly, like, I'm not joking, I miss him so much. I got him printed on a pillow. Oh, like, genuinely, I've had his face printed on a pillow so that I can still look at him. Like, I think next week I'm more quiet, so I get him back next week for a week, but I just want him back all the time.
Yeah, I know, because like, even when I have like a video go viral on TikTok, I'm like overwhelmed, and that's like 1% of what happens to you guys. It's like, you can't put your phone down, because you do get this weird like dopamine rush where you're like, oh my God, all these messages, all these comments.
Yeah.
And then you like, your adrenaline starts going, and then you're like, wait, this isn't real life. Like, I gotta chill.
I feel like it's more like trying to utilize your opportunity. So it's like trying to like go live and stuff whilst you're really current and really relevant, and trying to like do all the podcasts. Like, I'm being like picky with the podcasts I do, by the way. So so like doing the podcast and interviews, and there's so much stuff coming through for me to do, and like, and then I'm getting like gifted a lot of stuff, and I'm so thankful. And then but then I'm wanting to produce this content for the small brands because I want to help people, and it's like there's a lot going on, but I'm just trying to like also have like at least a minute of myself where I can put my phone away and just sit there and have a cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to have that time and like still make time for my friends who have been there from day one. And yeah, so it's just like trying to enjoy that. And I've got my friend's hen do in a few weeks, so I'm trying to plan that. So it's like really crazy because I'm maid of honor. So life is very busy, but I just want to be thankful for that, because I've had time as a freelancer before I went in. I've had time where life was not busy and I was stressing about that. So I'm just trying to enjoy it.
No, it is true. And like the people that keep saying to you, oh, you just want your 5 minutes of fame. I think people maybe are misreading your personality as like, oh, she's just going on these interviews and spilling this tea. But you're kind of like, this is just who I am. Like, I'm a bubbly personality. I love to chat. Is it like, what do you kind of say to that?
Well, at the end of the day, like, if what do you want me to get invited on a podcast and say nothing, like really basic line and have no personality? Like, that to me, if people want to do that, that's fine. But for me, I want to do more TV work, and this is my personality, and I'm not going to dim it down for anyone, because this is why, like, I was successful coming off the show. So why am I gonna dim my light for people's comments who say I want 5 minutes of fame? Because I can assure you it won't be 5 minutes.
100%. What other shows would you be interested in? Because I'm obsessed with The Challenge, and they do have some people from the UK. I know.
No, I would be more than happy to do literally like any show. That it sounds really silly, but like there's so many ones and they're all so different. And I can't think of one that I'd be like, nah, I wouldn't want to do that. Like, I think for me, like the main one I want to do is I really want to do Big Brother.
Wait, yes, that would be so good.
I'm trying to manifest it.
Well, because didn't they just announce that there's a new UK Celebrity Big Brother coming out? I think they did.
Oh, sorry, where am I? I'm here. So sorry, my friend was trying to ring me. I think they've announced like not a celebrity one, but like
a regular.
So, but like I would more than happy be on that. Like, I don't really consider myself a celebrity. I went on a show. I know, like, obviously we are now kind of like maybe like the Z list, but it's fine. But I like would happily do like anything. Like, I don't have to do just a celebrity show because I don't really consider that.
Yeah, you're humble. You're like, whatever. Yeah. I'll do whatever.
So, I mean, I would personally love to do regular Big Brother, because I'd love to meet all these people who I don't know who they are and like big personalities. So that would be like ideal for me. So yeah, I just need to get the crystals out and start manifesting.
Seriously, Big Brother, the only thing that scares me is like how, like, I don't know if you guys have this in the UK, but in the US, they have live feeds where you could watch 24/7 what happens. And I'm like, I would do some dumbass thing. Like, I'm just scared.
Yeah. They used to have that. I don't know if they will this time. They used to have that. And I used to be so obsessed. This is why I want to go on a show, because I was so obsessed with it when it was in the UK. And I used to just sit there and like watch them like sleeping and stuff. Like, it's really creepy of me. But
a lot of people do.
I was so obsessed with the characters that I like just wanted to watch them 24/7.
No, that's me with Love Island. I'm like, I've been telling people for like I think I started watching season 4 Love Island, and I started telling people in the US, I'm like, guys, you have to watch Love Island. Like, it's way better than like the dating shows that we have here. And everyone was kind of like, too many episodes. Like, there's too many episodes.
I love the US reality shows. I think they're so much better. There's so much more drama. People are literally having full-on fights.
But like, that's why I like watching UK. I'm like, this is calm.
See, no, I like the drama. I'm like, US reality TV is fucking amazing, honestly, like amazing. Like, so my flatmate was on X on the Beach USA.
Oh yeah.
And, like, compared to the UK one, it was just so entertaining to watch, because I like, this is amazing.
It's so, there's so much drama and like there's so much fighting that I think that's why sometimes like Love Island's a breath of fresh air for me, because generally we see the women like being friends versus fighting, and it's like a really nice change of pace, because I'm used to seeing people at dinner tables throwing drinks at each other.
No, but I love that. I'm like, yes, give me the drama.
So I know that there was like, I've had some opinions on my podcast about like different people in the villa. I know you made a comment about Paige saying she wasn't like that welcoming in the beginning, but then she became welcoming, and everyone cut out the end part of your statement and just ran with you saying she wasn't welcoming. And I kind of defended that a little bit, just because, not that I think it's nice behavior, but every girl gets territorial over their like guys.
100%. And I said this, and she was dealing with the whole thing with Jax at the time. And you know what? We've actually come out and like we get on really well. Like yesterday, she was like helping me fix my hair. Like she's actually just so lovely. It was just like at the start, but everyone was frosty at the start. And I feel like if I had been with a guy and then these catty girls would come in, I probably would have even been a bit frosty at the start. I probably would have been like, sorry, that's my man. But like it just is what it is. But we get on really well. I mean, I kind of just put water under the bridge, sent her some flowers.
That was nice.
Just saying like sorry, like the way that they've edited that clip is like wrong. And
that
then
was nice of you.
and then we've like just been getting on really well, and her and Adam are really cute. So yeah, I hope that they last.
Do you think that there will be any other connections from like the cast that we didn't see on TV, like people that will maybe get together?
There's a lot of people.
Really?
There's a lot of people getting of each other at the moment.
Oh, 100%. We know things went down at that after party. A little alcohol involved, all these hot people.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a very incest family. Those who have come off single anyway.
Well, I don't blame it, because I was hoping to see some like paparazzi photos of people like sloppily like leaving the club hand in hand.
Me and Jack, we like did these pack photos. There was a pack, but like he was comforting me, and then like as a joke I was like, oh my god, like this is so funny, and we were holding hands. It's like banter, but like I never thought it would like actually make the press because it's just so clear we're not together. But yeah, then that was in the press. I was like, you're dating Jack? I was like, no, I'm really not.
Oh, I didn't see those. I gotta look.
Yeah, I mean, he's really sweet, and I love him as a friend, but yeah, that's not like we're not a thing.
That's what I was like waiting for. I'm like, okay, we got to see these pictures of everyone like drunk stumbling out of the club holding hands.
Like, wasn't one outside the club, or you might have seen that.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So is there like, I feel like there's relationships that form outside the show, and then there's also like PR relationships that people do where they're like, and also it's never confirmed that things are PR relationships. Yeah. Like, do you feel like there's people that just in order to like stir up drama, they'll just like latch on to someone for press, even though they're not really maybe interested?
I think that definitely, but I don't think I've really seen that this year at all.
Yeah, it's so soon too.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that this year. So I guess we'll like see, but at the moment I think that everyone who's actually like doing their thing is like very genuine, and I think they're like all the couples I've seen who are in the final, and Paige and Adam, are very like, they look like they're very in love. So yeah.
No, they do seem really happy, and I'm excited to see how everything kind of pans out for the couples. It does make me nervous because I realize how much like the press is and how busy schedules get, but yeah. I think we need to see like a little, we need to see another reunion of sorts of all of you guys like out and about together.
Yeah, like in a year's time. Imagine that.
Yes. Okay, Coco, thank you so much for coming on. Where could everyone follow you and like stay up to date?
Coco _Lodge on Instagram and TikTok. I'm doing like more TikTok stuff than Instagram stuff. So that's
good. Fun. Awesome. Thank you so much.
So much, darling. Lovely to meet you.
Thanks, Coco. That was so fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Coco. Let's get into Ask Alyssa. I am here to answer all of your advice questions, and we have a variety, as we always do. So this person said, Ask Alyssa. Hey, love the pod and look forward to listening in every week. Definitely need some relationship advice. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 9 months now. When we first started dating, he would take me out to dinner, go on cute dates, and always offer to pay for things. As time has gone on, that has dwindled. I'm totally fine paying for things and splitting dinners when we go out, but he hasn't fully planned a date in forever, it feels like. He keeps saying it's because he doesn't have a lot of money, which I totally get, but he stopped doing the cute things he did in the beginning. On top of that, he buys ridiculous things for himself on a whim. I'm not asking for a big extravagant gift or a fancy dinner, but how do I bring it up to him that flowers or a cute date could go a long way? I hear you. You're basically saying you want the thought. You don't really care about the monetary value. And I do agree, like he could literally do something as cute as like, hey, let's have a movie night tonight. And you pop popcorn and he puts on your favorite movie and buys you your favorite chocolate. And it's just like $10, but he's putting thought into a movie night or setting up a picnic or going for a hike. I don't know, something you want the effort. So I think that's okay to say to him. I think you should just confront him and be like, look, I know you're trying to be careful with money and I totally respect that. But I miss like in the beginning when we dated, you took more initiative in planning things and making things special. And I just never want to lose that part of our relationship because I think it keeps the spark alive. So can you try to make a little bit more effort? And if there's anything on my end that you feel like I haven't done that I did in the beginning, like let me know. We should work actively on keeping those things fun and exciting for the both of us. I think communication is key, and you really just need to talk to him about it and lay out how you're feeling and what you're hoping for and hope he meets you there. I don't think it's the end of the world. I just think people get really complacent in relationships. Like they start getting comfortable and he's not having to woo you anymore because he has you in his mind. And I think a lot of people do that. They show the best parts of themselves when you first start dating. And then as you get into dating, you no longer have to impress people because you're like, oh, I've got you where I want you. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's what happened. So keep him on his toes a little bit. Tell him you still want to be wined and dined and you're the prize. And, you want to be sought after. You don't want to just have things 9 months in already feel dry. You want to keep some of the fire alive. So I think it's fine to just communicate that to him. I hope that helps. Okay, next, ask Alyssa. This person said, some background, I'm 33 and work as a marketing communications major for a financial data company out of MIC, but from home in New Jersey. I love the company I work for and the people I work for, but we found out the company intends to sell in 3 to 5 years. It got me thinking about where I want to be career-wise when that time comes. So I'm setting myself up for the next level of my career after I have to leave here. I'm an individual contractor, so I don't manage any people, but I am responsible for everything within my department. Budget, planning, strategy, copywriting, you name it, and I love it that way. I don't know what I want next. I don't know what I want my next move to be. I did some research and it seems like the next best move would be to move up to a director level and start managing people, but I don't know that I even want to manage people. Where would you start looking, or what would you start doing to figure out what's best for your next move? Thanks, lovely human. Thank you. My gut visceral reaction is, why are you planning 3 to 5 years ahead for something that might happen? Like the company might sell. You also might get laid off. You also might come across a new opportunity. I think it's always great to have a plan and to go for things, but this seems to me like you're thinking too far ahead in a sense. Now, I don't think it's wrong to set yourself up for a success by figuring out what you want or what you don't want or what works for you. And I agree, like I think I'm not a good manager and I know that about myself, which is why I work for myself. And it sounds like you're kind of the same way. Like you want to be an independent contractor and manage things on your own. And I think when you are a freelancer or you work for yourself or you're a consultant, you have that ability to do that without managing people. So maybe it's just upping your rates and continuing in a similar role. But I just think you gotta chill out, see how the cards play out, see how the cookie crumbles, because you might, I don't know, they might tell you they want to promote you in a year. You might want to leave in a year. I don't think you could just, or the company may sell and they still might keep you on. It doesn't mean you have to go anywhere. So I just think you're getting a little ahead of yourself. I know that's not really answering your question about figuring out what your next move should be, but maybe it's seeing if you could take on the responsibility of managing someone and seeing how it goes. Do you like it? Are you good at it? Do you hate it? Just trying out different things and getting yourself involved in different roles to see what's best for you and where things will kind of pan out for you in the future. I'm sorry. I hope that helps. Okay. This person said, I have a what would you do question, might be controversial for some. I'm 38, married, and together we have a 5-year-old son and a 3-year-old and 3-year-old identical twin daughters. My sister, who's 37, single, no kids, refuses to see my children because our family isn't vaccinated. We have our own personal reasons. I even left my job in healthcare on why we chose not to. We also respect anyone's choice to get the vaccine or not. I've tried very hard to find a way for her to feel comfortable. Wear masks, go somewhere outdoors, take a test, etc. But she won't until she sees vaccine cards. It's been 2 years since she's seen my kids, and now my kids, especially my son, is asking where she is and why she doesn't visit. She goes to the grocery store, bars, restaurants, etc. And we know not everyone is vaccinated, so I don't know why she won't come around my family and I. It breaks my heart because she's the only aunt they have. My husband has 2 sisters who are drug addicts, so they are not in our children's lives. And she's all they've got. I do have friends that my kids call aunties, but it still breaks my heart that she's missing out on so much. What do I do? Sorry, it's so long. Your sister has resentment towards you. I don't think it has anything to do with the vax. I think she's resentful because you won't get vaccinated and she's taking it out on your kids because there's no reason why she shouldn't see your kids outside, in my opinion. I think if you've offered to get tested, to see them outside, to wear masks, in my opinion, unless she is like super high risk, I don't know, there is no reason why she should not see your kids in 2 years. Because I know many people that are vaccinated and aren't vaccinated, and maybe they don't agree, but they still have found workarounds, which within both of their comfort levels. And quite frankly, if I was you, it would piss me off that she was at restaurants and bars where, you're right, people aren't vaccinated. So like, the double standard is what would really freaking kill me here. I think you need to confront her and say, look, I know this is a really controversial topic. I know you likely don't support my decision for my family that we made to be unvaccinated. However, I don't want my personal decision to take away from your relationship with my kids. I feel like the past 2 years, I've tried to make sacrifices saying we would be outside, we would be tested, we would do whatever it was to make you feel comfortable. And that offer stands. What I'm having a hard time with is the fact that I know you're going out and living your life, and it's impossible to know if strangers that you're coming in contact with are vaccinated. So I'm just feeling, without getting into the logistics of why we didn't get it and why you did, or vice versa, I just want to know, like, what can we do on our end to ensure you have a relationship with the kids? Is it them coming to stay with you for a few days so you can control who they come in contact with? Is it us going outside and standing 15 feet apart, but them just seeing you at the park? What can we do because we can't go on this way? How many more years of our life are we going to waste of these like precious times? I love you and my kids love you, and I want you in their life. And I think that's so reasonable. And my theory, based on knowing very little, is that, because I know how people are with this stuff, she's probably angry at you. She's probably like, she's making a bad choice for her kids, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's none of her business. And I know that this is tricky, but I just think there's workarounds. So it makes me sad for you that your kids haven't been able to see her. So let us know if you have a conversation with her, and please give us an update. I'm wishing you the best. And I'm wishing your kids get to see her. That's like really sucks. If I couldn't see my nephew, I would be so devastated. Okay, guys. Whew, deep breath, deep breath. Let's spill the tea onto more important things. I'm kidding. I'm actually so hungry. I'm about to eat this microphone. But whatever. So, okay, this weekend, a lot happened. So there is a rumor going around that wait, let me backtrack. So Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa got married. We saw the hair. That hair was a choice. That hair was a choice. And that's all I'll say. Listen, I'm not going to shit on a bride. I mean, she felt beautiful. That's all that matters. Would I have my hair looking like that? No. Am I one to speak with my hair as it is right now in a bun on top of my head? Absolutely not. So to each their own. The higher the hair, the closer to God. That's all I've really got to say there. Pink dress, also a choice. Melissa not going to the wedding, also a choice. So I've done some Twitter sleuthing, and here's what I'll say. This might be potential spoilers for the next season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So if you don't want to know what goes down on the season, hit that 30-second button a few times. So basically, the rumor mill is saying that there's a new cast member who's friends with Marge. This new cast member confronted Teresa, Jen, and a few other women, saying that she heard a rumor that Melissa cheated on Joe and kissed another guy. This is going to come out in the final episode of the season. Apparently, Melissa is mad at Teresa for not shutting it down and entertaining it. Because of that, Melissa and Joe did not go to Teresa's wedding because they said enough is enough. You know, you keep trying to take down our... Oh, 1 second. Okay, sorry, I had to pause the recording because someone knocked on the door at the Airbnb. But anyway, so that's what's apparently going on. There's also rumors that Dina Manzo wasn't at Teresa's wedding. And apparently they had a fallout. There are some rumors saying maybe she just didn't want to be on camera because it was being filmed for the Housewives, but hard to say. But if Teresa is having fallout with Melissa and Joe and now Dina and her husband, it's like, what is happening here? Because this sounds messy. And also like, why are you guys falling out with all these people? Kim and Pete. So they broke up. Am I surprised? Yes, I am. I actually, if you asked me a few months ago, I would have said, no, Pete Davidson only dates people a few months and then breaks up with them. But I was starting to be like, maybe it's different. Maybe he really loves her. Maybe they are endgame. Maybe they'll have a kid together. Nope. Sounds like he was the fun rebound guy. Kim probably realized the age difference wasn't working out. It makes me kind of sad that it happened so soon because I was loving the content. I was loving how much Kim was smiling. I don't know, like I'm disappointed. I wanted more from them. I wanted a baby Pete Davidson, a little baby Kim and Pete, but it is what it is. I guess we're never going to get one unless they get back together. But yeah, it's surprising, but it's not. I think we all kind of feel the same way. We're all kind of like, oh man, that was short-lived. But then we're also kind of like, was this endgame? Probably not. All right. Love Island US. I'm chugging some water. Love Island US, not good. I've said this from the beginning. Am I still watching it? Yes. Is it good? Absolutely not. There's really very few strong couples. The recouplings are happening every other day. It's like too much, too soon. It's a lot. I'll let you guys know if my opinions towards it change. What I will say is that my opinion towards Sydney and her man have changed a little bit. I'm rooting for them. I think they seem happy. I love Zeta and Timmy. I'm rooting for them. I don't think Jesse is the right guy for Deb. Something's not clicking there. I think she'll turn her head in Casa Amor. But that's that. Like, it's kind of just blah. It's so blah. Bachelor franchise, I just put in my notes, pinning women against each other. I mean, need I say more? What I wanted to say about the Bachelor franchise, specifically Gabby and Rachel's season, is that I think if there weren't two women like Gabby and Rachel who were such great stand-up women that were girls that had each other's backs, the season could go completely different. All it takes is for a less strong-headed or confident woman to be in their position, and it would be World War III in there. And I think the Bachelor franchise wanted that. I think by doing this, they were like, we're not trying to pit women against each other. Let's be honest. They wanted the drama, and they're probably so upset that they're not getting what they want in terms of the girls going at each other's throat, because it just so happens that they're two stand-up women. So I'm really happy that Gabby and Rachel aren't succumbing to the situation that the franchise is putting them in. And instead they're rising above and being like badasses and great friends to one another. That said, they're still very clearly, as in the franchise, pitting these two against each other. They have Rachel's boys, they have Gabby's boys, they're blurring the lines. They keep saying, if they really didn't want to pit these women against each other, they would have went into the season with a clear plan of how things were going to run. Instead, they keep being like, girls, you figure it out. Excuse me? Their job is to be a contestant on the show. They're not producers. They're not supposed to come up with the format, but they're putting these girls in a position where they're having to come up with the format of the show and how things will work. So the show is indirectly letting the girls take on this burden of figuring out this competition, and they're trying to wipe their hands clean of being like, see, we're not pinning them against each other, but then they're not giving them any direction on how to not be pinned against each other. And that's what's pissing me off. And that is the tea. And that is this week's episode. Next week, I will be in Italy. So I'm going to try to pre-record next week's episode. So it will be me and my sister talking about parenting and babies and all of that jazz. And then the week after, I will recap you guys on Italy, but make sure you're following my TikTok and my Instagram, because I'll be doing little daily vlogs and everything there. All right. I love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next Tuesday.